what we could see from the boat was lots of buoys and a mesh of line and something moving in there.
We went with the tender towards the turtle to check it out, what was going on exactly, and we saw the turtle she can't breathe. So Neos, our scientist, went down to help to keep her up, that she can breathe.
I went into the water slowly and approached her and picked her up by the carapace and allowing her to breathe. She was really heavy, really heavy. So once I held her, we were trying to decide who was picking her up, and after, you know, assessing the situation, we were like, right, we need two people to, you know, pick her up and put her in the rib.
There was few fast decisions to keep the turtle in the rib instead of taking it back to the water because it was too big, and the assistance was on the way anyway, so we decided to wait and to tow the tender until assistance comes.
Once we knew it was an entangled animal, and once we were told it's a turtle, immediately I assigned Durante to call 112. That's the first thing you do. If you ever encounter an entangled animal, you must call 112. That's the priority.
Gloria, when she arrived, she was very nervous, having been entangled, going on 2 different boats, actually arriving here. We did the protocol, which is actually, we put her in sweet water first, just to hydrate the animal. Due to stress, the animal gets very dehydrated. So she was actually in a sweet water, a freshwater tank. There she hydrates a bit, and then the animal started. It's just a protocol as well, about a week of antibiotics.
Para nosotros la tortuga Gloria es muy especial porque es nuestro caso número 1000. Desde el año 93 se están registrando de manera sistemática todos los varamientos de tortugas en el litoral de las Islas Baleares, y este ejemplar es el número 1000. Por eso para nosotros es tan especial. Yo, por circunstancias que no vienen al caso, desde el principio he estado elaborando ese registro y, bueno, mis compañeros han tenido el detalle de llamar a la tortuga como yo, Gloria.
So these tags, what they do is they send them every time the turtle surfaces, the salt bridge, so the salt water between the sensors breaks, and the tag starts sending transmissions of position, so where it is, and also information of how deep the turtle has been, so that the diving pattern, and temperature. We started satellite tagging in 2003, and since then we've done it a lot with NOAA Fisheries and US Fish and Wildlife and other research institutions like SOCIP. And we've deployed, I think it's right now 74 tags since 2003. We've had 8 turtles that crossed the Atlantic. Here we are, right. We want a lot of data from this area here, because that data is data that goes directly into management measures. So it's not so exciting because maybe a turtle spends a whole year just doing loops around here. But if you actually analyze that, analyze the diving patterns, the temperature preference, how the movements of the turtle relates to currents, to different oceanographic features, this is actually where we can find solutions, like in bycatch. Bycatch, we managed to make the long-lining fleet fish deeper, and by doing so, bycatch of sea turtles was reduced practically by 99%.
It's been very, very quick, and what we've actually seen is that the cuts have been covered just with a week of antibiotics. We've cleaned the cuts, they're not deep, and she's ready to go. So there's obviously no justification of having an animal in an enclosed environment if the animal's ready to go back to sea. So it's been very, very quick. Having an animal in, it doesn't matter whether it's just a few days, in an artificial environment, you do, I mean, there is a bond. You get there with a bond because you look after her, you make sure she's fine, you know, you look at her in the morning, you watch her, observe her behavior, you feed her, you want her to go back into the ocean. There's mixed feelings there because 20 years ago, 15 years ago, we'd released the animals back into the ocean and it was like, great, you know. There were tears of joy. Release the animal now, currently, in the state that the seas and oceans are in at the moment, with all the ghost fads, with all the plastics, with the contamination, the boats. You sometimes feel whether you might be actually putting her back into a sea with a lot of dangers, a lot of threats there, but that is where she's got to be, so it's a bit of mixed emotions there. Okay, Gloria, okay.
Número 1000.